Welcome everyone, I hope we are live. We should be live. Stream is healthy. Guess we're live. Anyway, some update regarding the PowerPC situation here. And so the big thing actually wasn't PEM, it was probably only tempfs with more unified initRD work, so much to unifying some initRD stuff, what like deduplicating some duplicated code, what could possibly go wrong. Slightly one drop frames stuff, it's hilarious. It would be funny even if it wouldn't be so sad. Yeah, let's see. So yeah, here's Firefox, and so one temp and one MK temp dir stuff later. Only wondering how live we are. Never know with this fancy YouTube stuff. But anyway, so yeah, here's the stuff, and you've seen this mostly on the pre-testing on the Apple G5 some week ago, and yeah, we would be done. If not for two things, as seen live stream, unfortunately, new Linux kernel regressions in terms of Ethernet, even oops, and some other oops on shutdown and stuff. Yeah, so this is the result of people not being able to program little versus big endian and red, green, blue, RGB versus G, red, green, blue, B, GR. So this is endianness swapped. I already applied all patches that I could find without it would be even more broken. But yes, so the result is exactly as on the Apple G5. It's slower and less memory. And yeah, Firefox 82. Everything is not the super most snappy, even here, also wrong keyword, even here wrong. Even here good old-fashioned static websites. Graphic isolation is one thing, but without graphic isolation we could even do. The bigger thing certainly is that we don't have just-in-time compiled JavaScript, because I think Mozilla never had this. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, also warning, yeah, doxes, yeah. In this pandemic, all neighbors watch streaming video and stuff. If you serve something reasonable, you need some patience. I enabled here a swap file, for which we previous video also probably want to improve performance. So yeah, 216 megabyte swapped out, even though this is a tool PS3 with a whopping 512 megabyte of memory, so much to playing along at home. So even on a Tools PS3 with half a gig of memory, yeah, a web page is not loading fast and stuff, and it's like, yeah, so probably not usable. Certainly even, yeah, previous video, if you compare this with the PinePhone here, or yeah, quad core ARM stuff of, yeah, even this quad core, yeah, but it's quad core, shorter pipeline. So what was this pipeline? Was it 9 pipeline stages, and compared to 21, 23, quad core versus single core with simultaneous multi-threading. So yeah, probably get a PinePhone or something faster. Is this hopeless? Is this the end of the story? No, it isn't. Theoretically, we could write just-in-time JIT for PowerPC for Mozilla, although I will not do this anytime soon, because it is a so large project that Mozilla people haven't done it. And we could also further optimize the heck out of it. So this is right now size optimized. And if we apply, so either we optimize it for speed, but then the binary becomes significantly larger. But we can also simply, what I will do the next weeks in general, because I now built with smart optimization class invention of 2003 or so, that to compile everything with size, because it is never run, and only compile selected files, of which we will need to update the database. So with like reprofiled smart optimization could we could gain a little bit. Certainly not like super a lot, but yeah. This engine, so is it the end of the story? No, not only with general, but this is also the nice thing. General T2 progress will make this faster on PowerPC2 and just now drop frames. It's hilarious. It's I need to complain to Vodafone, failing DOCSIS cable, Germany stuff. And the other thing is JavaScript eventually, but maybe we get there. We will see. Time will show. Certainly some more graphic isolation some other day. But yeah, and also the enginess thing we will fix sooner and later. By the way, because of scrolling. I mean, the scrolling for not isolated, the scrolling is not too bad. Actually, maybe we need a larger side. So yeah, the enginess stuff. Maybe I hunt for more patches or try to work with other people from Open Solaris and whoever might still do PowerPC. And actually, the scrolling is surprisingly snappy. Snappy in terms of still rendering. But I mean, for everything, I mean, the hardware unisolated scrolling is one of the most snappy things. Is hello can be rendered. So yeah, what is this? So this is what you normally don't see on your latest and greatest. This is just scrolling out of pre-rendered stuff and still waiting for all this CSS and like, yeah, but you get the idea. You probably might want a PinePhone. Very theoretically, you could of course port parts of Firefox to the cell SPEs, but that is certainly something rather impractical and very time consuming, and certainly not the super best time invested. Why do I even do this? Of course, I do this in general, all the cross-compiling stuff. Do I do this just for the PS3? Of course not, that would be hilarious. I do all these improvements. We improved this ARM, and fun fact, have JIT and Mozilla JIT, maybe they've done this for MIPS Android phones also. Yeah, that is also the difference between just in-time compiled web and interpreted web, like it's 2005 or so. Also text selection, yeah, okay, the graphic stuff is, yeah, you want more graphic isolation for that. So yeah, long story short, we improved T2 enormously. Certainly not foremost for the PS3, but again, ARM64 amazing viewer donation. But even though the A64 ARM 64-bit quad-core PinePhone is at the edge of being usable, although I will try, this is also why I migrated my desktop here to Wayland. I will try how much, if at all, snappier Firefox on ARM is. It is probably maybe even like 10 times faster, maybe mostly to be attributed to the JIT, just-in-time compiler of the JavaScript. But again, yeah, don't buy overpriced vintage stuff on eBay like Sun, because this is of course somewhat fast, but yeah, Sunblade 1000 and Hewlett-Packard Precision Architecture SG Octane, yeah, good luck on this is already not snappy. Good luck with latest Firefox on SG Octane or SJO2. So yeah, long story short, for advancing cross-compilation and so on of T2, amazing stuff. On the PS3, a little bit disappointing, even on the fancy tool, also Dust. But this is also somehow the summary of back in the day when we used it as a workstation with Conqueror, which back in the day was a more compact, memory efficient and faster web browser. I had an intern and a friend work on this here in the company, except myself, of course. But back in the day, when was it, 2006 or so? 2006, I had a G5 and I had an Intel MacBook, and of course, both were faster, right? So 2006, did I use this? It was a novelty and cell SPE programming. Even 2006, 256 megabyte of memory on the retail. Yeah, not really for everyday use. With also software bloat and website bloat also on our own. This is actually mostly software bloat, right? Because this website I didn't even change much. I need to refresh this a little bit. But so yeah, mostly software bloat of Firefox becoming even bigger. And of course, all the 100 megabyte code needs to be loaded, is resident in memory. All the sandboxing, of course, also sandboxing for security slows the stuff down. So yeah, compared, even the same website compared to 2006 in Conqueror, so certainly much slower. Anyway, that's mostly it. I'm tired. I tested that. I fixed. Also, yeah. So theoretically, we would be done if this is also so hilarious, right? I could actually, yeah. Let's document this. Let's also how much swap are we using? All right, swap performance we could improve. I said this before. Yeah, so 233, so even more. Swapped out 130. So, but with 233 megabytes swapped out, still 135 megabyte cached. Anyway, it's of course super amazing for me. It's outstanding, and also dropped frames. No, it's hilarious. I only stream with 3 Mbit. Sorry for this broken stream. Let's reboot, because this was only working because I booted an older kernel that I had laying around. So, but the whole system is the latest and greatest, also the 64-bit system. All right. Theoretically, we should also debug also for our G4 cube and so on, 32-bit PowerPC. And theoretically, this could make the PS3 a little bit faster because memory compression, pointer compression. Let's see, Victor asks, you at SPE work, you can't easily, so if, as I said, SPE, this, you cannot just like say, do this on the SPE, you need to very complicatedly program that. So if we use the latest kernel, and the SPEs, they are only good for single instruction multiple data, right? You cannot throw general purpose stuff of Firefox into the cell. SPE, so 9, 6, so I guess all the 5, 6 kernels are broken. They are broken in 2 ways, which is really sad. The first thing is, which you probably don't see, because we boot with no verbose or loads of frame buffer. Maybe we don't see the first stuff because we later load frame buffer module, but hey, at least it freaking comes up. But as I said, so the first oops was this, and yeah, no amazing new kernel, right? No scrollback. So this is in some storage stuff, PC3 storage setup of kernel DMA mapping, DMA map page attributes in probably just P3 storage setup. I'm not even sure if that is a warning. We would need to check the code. That is kernel DMA mapping .cline 148. But isn't that amazing? You update the kernel a little bit, and yeah, all you get is fancy new regressions and no software scrollback. It wasn't nice, and previously we had software scrollback. But the worst thing is, so this is mostly cosmetic. Not really sure if that is doing something. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But Ethernet doesn't work. At least it didn't the last time. Let's see. Most likely it does nothing, though. Near RxTX, so there is nothing moving, so there's something broken. And if we shut down or reboot, you have also seen this in the previous video, this will kernel oops of memory access stuff in ways that even I have not seen before, so 2020, because the init stuff is strangely killed. So we get an oops of Jellic there of P3 Ethernet unregistered stuff here. So this is file systems unmounted, going to hold the system, and then kernel bucket driver, net Ethernet, Toshiba, PS3, Jellic net 496. But this is only a symptom. The other stuff, so there must be more broken, because Ethernet freaking doesn't work at all. No packet transmitter. But isn't that amazing, the future of random changes of Linux kernel each time? Yes, it's not their primary but ever, but if this is broken, for sure other stuff got broken. Very theoretically, the Linux kernel people just changed some memory allocation stuff, I wonder if maybe 5.9 is not broken. Maybe they've broken 5.9. We could test, but so the crazy thing is that we get here some system line 39 stuff of probably shut down. Actually, I think previously I saw here also memory error. So yeah, this is of course super frustrating. You aka I put here so much time cross-compiling Firefox and stuff and keeping everything updated and stuff, and at the end you have everything together but the freaking effing Linux kernel, and it's like, so I don't make this stuff up if I say I'm not impressed in any more single address space or sort of single address space or non-uniform memory architecture with multiple address spaces in sort of still one address stuff of maybe something out of bounds and memory clubbers and stuff. And in case you're wondering why this crazy guy rumbling on YouTube wants this microkernel, it's like, yeah, so not that I support the microkernel on the PS3 first, but yes, super frustrating. Theoretically I could, so what would you do now with this bloody oopses? Of course we could bisect this, compiling all the kernel changes and booting all of them, certainly somewhat time consuming some hours later. Maybe we can pinpoint this to one commit, very theoretically, although I told my girl 1 hour and I'm not sure, also freaking drop from frames. What I could do is downdating, because they just changed here kernels. Also, it's somewhat hilarious. I already nearly wanted to make a video about that, because if you look at the changelogs on Linux kernel release quality and like Intel move unused label to the correct position, emergency, also probably of a bloody, or is it? No, HDA might be more, but yeah, anyway, it's hilarious. It's like, yeah, minor patch kernel entirely broken. This is also not so 5. Did I say 4? Yeah, so this copy MC fast, but I maybe, on the other hand, maybe that is not that, or is it because introduce copy MC and then fastering? Yeah, well, maybe this is, but yeah, this is also a small 594 of outstanding, not Linux kernel release engineering. So yeah, what I could do is, yeah, super frustrating for me. This means for the sake of the PS3 that would locally go back to 5.8, because yeah, I'm not really at the end of the day wanting to bisect all those 500 million regressions here now. This is, yeah. It's sad. Leave in the comments below what you think. Probably a lot of people say, yeah, YOLO, whatever, what do you expect? But yeah, I also don't expect like one of the, they always say like, yeah, the most used operating system servers and whatnot. Theoretically, I also don't expect each bloody freaking release or minor release breaking stuff. So yeah, there you have it. Fine oops of Linux kernel ever changing APIs and release. And if you were wondering and needed more data points, why I'm frustrated of this ever, yeah, my life, 20 years, 2 decades of every week something else is broken. Can't make that stuff, can't make the stuff up now, live documented and recorded for the history on YouTube. Yeah, this is so sad. It's so sad, it hurts, so kind of. What else do we have here? Zenfone, Snapdragon, 8 cores, SPSR, hell to program, dev say, I understand. Hell to program medium, but anyway, as I said, they are okay to program. You can somewhat nicely program them in C. The only problem is, even if you program them in C or C++, and that is kind of okay, you need to find this single instruction multiple data cases in your program, distill them out, and like graphic splitting stuff and other stuff. But yeah, that's it for this. From now on, we continue with more productive modern things, because maintaining this stuff is so much fun, but if the upstream people break it every release, remove features of like, yeah, they notice their scrollback of software scrolling is full of bugs and they rather delete it than fixing it. This is the new Linux kernel and crazy future. Anyway, so next I will definitely, so this is one adds to the other, right? Like there's not a week where you goes by and some stuff is not broken, and next I will really start, among other AAA pre-edited videos, go back to microkernel, start drafting stuff, do some virtualization stuff of implementing those APIs to run development stuff nicely in QEMU and graphic stuff of a nice support for vintage stuff. And yeah, leave in the comments below what you think. Probably the safest bet actually, given, yeah, I don't know, should I, also why is here rejected though? Also 2 rejected, no, so much the stuff here. No, also, maybe the safest thing would be to, yeah, but this is also the, if you spin release and then you can revert your Linux kernel to 5.8 something. Actually, one last thing we could, and also, yeah, my Wayland hotkeys don't work because it is future. We could quickly check if we get compile warnings of PowerPC64, if there is something of Jillig, and so what do we get here? But yeah, it doesn't even look like there's a warning of any sort. So, and the other thing that is entirely, as this is a storage to PS3 store, and yeah, but even at least the lipsing I saw already. The lipsing has no warning, so it's not like there would be here storage dispatch. So it's not like there are like glaring warnings of this, but yeah. I don't know. It's really sad. I mean, for the sake, if we want to finally freaking release a ISO, yeah, I guess we revert that. And I don't know. I need to think. I need to guru meditate. Maybe just release, just revert for PowerPC. But yeah, so much to that. At the end of the day, you fixed everything, and then the freaking kernel is broken. But anyway, yeah, 7,000. Although I only stream. Let's double check this also. So yeah, here or not 3 Mbit, 2.7 Mbit, and also no, I pressed something stupid. So yeah, here is just documenting this. This is crazy, right? This is our DOCSIS cable failing 2.7 Mbit exactly for this failing internet, and yet you have 7,000, 15% drop frames. It's like, yeah, I'm not making this shit up. It's that shit. It's sad. Anyway, so probably I also need to invest in some LTE stuff and wire guards to a data center and channel bomb DOCSIS failing cable shit with some LTE stuff, and in 2020 it's hilarious infrastructure Linux kernel. Anyway, that's it for this more live stream. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something, and to see you soon for the next more fun stuff to come.